Hey everyone, welcome back to Random Adventures. Today we're going to be checking out this Cybervelo EK12. This is a good looking little bike, guys. It is available in 3 different colors. Let me tell you about the specs of this bike. It does come with a 1000 watt peak hub drive motor in the rear. It's supposed to give you speeds of up to 28 miles per hour. And it does have a good sized battery on this one, guys. It is 48 volts, 20 amp hours, supposed to give you some good range. They do claim up to 80 miles of range. That's going to be riding on the lower pedal assist levels. The battery is tucked up under the frame here and it can be removed and dropped out with a key. The bike does have mechanical disc brakes and they do have large rotors, 180 millimeters in the front, 180 millimeters in the rear. You do get a twist throttle on this one and it does have 7 mechanical gears. A couple other features of the bike is it does have a headlight in the front, it does have a brake light and tail light in the rear. It does come with this large cushy seat, guys, and it does have this secondary seat in the back. There is a backrest that goes with this. I did not install it on the bike, but you could ride with a small passenger right here. This is a full suspension bike, guys. It does have the dual crown fork suspension in the front. There are no adjustments on these stanchions, and you do get a basic shock in the rear. In addition to that, it does have the 20x4-inch Chaoyang branded tires. They are knobby treads. They will take up some additional bumps as well. But with this big old seat cushion on here, you're going to be riding in comfort. Let me tell you a little bit about the size of the bike. The bike does weigh in at 83 pounds, and it does have a 400-pound weight limit. It is a step-through frame here. I don't know the exact measurement of the step-through frame. It's not as low as some of the other ones, but it's certainly easier to step over than a high step. They do say the bike can fit riders from 5'4" up to 6'5", but it does have a minimum seat height of 35.3 inches. That is kind of tall for a minimum seat height. A lot of that is due to the thickness of the seat, but with this step over frame, I do think riders can step over the bike and hop on the seat. Let me step over the bike though. And even with 32-inch inseams, I can't sit directly on the bike, guys. Even me at 6 foot tall, I'm gonna have to do a little hop up on the seat. All right, once you get up here though, this is a big old cushy seat, guys. Feels really good. I can feel that front fork suspension and I can feel that rear suspension. This is gonna be a nice ride, guys, with this thick seat and the suspension in the rear. Let me get you in here closer. We'll take a quick look at the bike. We'll take this thing for a ride. All right, this is your 20x4-inch Chaoyang branded fat tires. They do have the knobby tread pattern. You get plastic fenders on this one. It does have the bright 4-beam headlight in the front. This is your front rack here. This can be removed if you don't like this. This is about how much travel you get on the front fork suspension. There are no adjustments on this fork. Let's take a look at the frame, guys. This one does have the pretty blue paint on it, and it does say Cybervelo down the side. Underneath this little rubber here is your charging port for the bike, and there is an on-off switch there. It does take the 5mm style charger. The bike does come with a 56.4 volt 2 amp charger, guys, and it should charge this bike up in about 6 or 7 hours. The back of the frame is painted black on this one. You do get your basic shock absorber in the rear, and the frame does pivot right down there at the bottom. This is your little seat pad in the back. This is removable, guys, if you just want to use it as a rack. And like I said, you do get the little backrest that I did not install. This is what the little seat pad backrest looks like, guys, and it would be installed right here. This bike does have a good looking tail light in the rear with a bright brake light. No turn signals on this one. Here's the crankset, guys. It does have the single-sided chain guard on it, and this one does have folding pedals. This is not a folding bike, but the pedals do fold. In the rear, you do get the Shimano Tourney TZ derailleur, and your 7 gears are the ATA freewheel index. Here's the 1000 watt peak hub drive motor in the rear, and you can see the numbers on the motor here. This whole rear frame assembly, guys, is removable. It is just bolted to the frame if you want to remove all of this. The brakes on the bike do have Wuxing branded mechanical brake levers. They are adjustable right here. Down on the fork, you do get Repute branded mechanical brake calipers, and they do have 180mm rotors. You get the same setup in the rear. There's a look at the rear brakes, and there's your kickstand. Over on the left side of the frame, guys, there is the key slot right here if you do want to drop this battery out of the frame. The handlebars are pretty cool, guys. They are BMX styled, and you do get the flat bar across the top, so you can add some accessories here like lights and speakers. Let me show you how the controls work on the bike, guys. You do have the little control panel over here. It has the plus and minus for the pedal assist level and the power button in the middle. Press and hold this power button to fire it up. It does have a nice display with some color. This is your green battery life indication up here at the top. You do get the large mile per hour reading. This is your pedal assist level right here. It is on 1. Let's see how many levels it has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it has 5 levels of pedal assist. You get your odometer here. Cycle through your power button. You get odometer, trip, voltage, wattage, and timer. Back to odometer. Over on the right side, you do get your 7-speed mechanical gear shifter, and you do get your half twist throttle. Let's take this thing for a ride. Before we start this ride, I want to give you one more look at the seat here, guys. This thing is so big and wide and cushy. I don't know if this will be the best pedaling seat since it is so wide right here, but it's going to be very comfortable. Also, let me show you the seat post on this one, guys. It is a pretty short seat post on this one. It doesn't have a whole lot of rise to it, but it is 30.4 millimeters if you do want to get a suspension seat post for this or a longer seat post. For this ride, I'm pretty much going to be riding with the seat on a minimum insert line. Let's go. All right, to start out this ride, let's put the pedal assist on level 0, and let's see about pedaling the bike with no power. It is in gear 1. This one does have the 20x4-inch fat tires, but actually it's pretty easy to pedal. Gear 1 is a pretty low gear here. So it looks like you will be able to pedal this bike pretty well in gear 1, probably gear 1 through gear 3. So if you do run out of power somehow, you can pedal this bike. All right, let's bump it up to pedal assist level 1 now. This is a cadence sensor. Let me just rotate my legs here. We'll see how fast this power comes on. pretty quick, guys. There's just the slightest delay on the power, but it does come on pretty quick. Let me try it one more time. Rotate my legs. Maybe just a little half rotation of the pedals and the power comes on. All right, level 1 is giving us 9 miles an hour. Let's try level 2. Quite a big jump in power there. I'm gonna gear up already. About gear 4, giving us about 15 miles an hour. This is gonna be a great cruising speed for this bike if you wanna get some speed and long range as well. Let's try level 3. Puts me in gear 6 for a comfortable pedal cadence. It's giving us 18.7 miles per hour. This is also a pretty great cruising speed for this bike. Like I said, the seat is a little bit on the wide side, and that's great for comfort. After a while, that could start rubbing your legs possibly, compared to a real narrow seat. But I'll take this big old comfort seat any day. I love riding in comfort. Let me bump it up to level 4. It's gonna put us in gear 7. There is a slight delay on the power here at speed. I pedaled 2 or 3 revolutions of the pedal there, and now the power ramped up. So sometimes it does ramp on the power. All right, pedal assist 4 is giving us basically 25 miles an hour, and you can keep up pedaling still. Feels great, guys, feels really comfortable. All right, guys, we're gonna do the hill climb here. Let me bump it up to pedal assist level 5. Let's see if that throttle has the same ramp on from a dead stop as it does when you're rolling. Let's try it. All right, pedal assist 5, let's go for the hill. Nope. The throttle does not have a ramp up when you're coming from a dead stop. You get the power instantly. Here's the hill, we're dropping down. All right, 14.7, not too bad, guys. Right in line with other bikes that have 1,000-watt peak motors. Okay, on pedal assist 1, it is showing pretty accurate, guys. It's showing 7 on the GPS, 8 on board. Let's check level 2. Got 13 on the GPS, 14 on board. Pretty close. Let's check level 3. Level 3, GPS is showing 17, on board is showing 19, so we've developed about a 1 or 2 mile per hour difference there. Let's run back here, we'll get an acceleration run on level 5, then we'll check the top speed of the bike. Let's bump this up to level 5. Let's do an acceleration run, 0 to 20, throttle only. 5, 10, 15, and there's 20. Let's check the top speed. Looks like it's already unlocked out of the box. It's 25. Let me tuck a little bit. All right, guys, it is showing 30 on board. All right, GPS is showing that we actually got up to 27 miles per hour. I will run it back the other way. Give it one more try. When you're in the upright position, the bike comfortably gets up to about 25 miles an hour. To get much past that, it's gonna take you a little bit of time. So the onboard was showing us 30 miles per hour on that run back. I wanted to check it both ways in case there was a headwind or a tailwind. Let's see what the GPS shows. All right, guys, the GPS actually did show us the 28 miles per hour verified on the run back. So 28 is the top speed on this bike with a 215-pound rider. I don't feel any electronic cutoff or anything. It might go a little bit faster with lighter riders. So the overall feel of the speed of the bike, guys, it does run you up to 25 miles an hour pretty fast. If you do want to hit 28, I did have to get a little bit aerodynamic, and it took a little bit of a run to get it up to 28 miles per hour. But it can get you up to 25 pretty fast. But I do feel like the best, most relaxed cruising speed for this bike is somewhere in between 10 miles per hour and 20 miles per hour. But it can go a little bit faster if you needed to. I'm on pedal assist level 2 here, cruising along. I got the watt meter on here so I can see how much power it's giving us. It was giving us 0 because it was a slight downhill. Now we're starting to go up the hill. See, it's ramping on the power. 100 watts, 130 watts, 140 watts as we go up the hill here. So it's pretty cool that you can watch and see how much power you're actually using. There's 200 watts. All right, this bike does have the Wuxing branded mechanical brake levers up here on the top, and it does have the Repute branded mechanical calipers down on the brakes. I will flip it around here. We'll get up to about 20 miles an hour and we will check out these brakes. Even though they are mechanical brakes, they do have the 180 millimeter rotors. Let's pull them from this sign. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So 20 miles an hour, I pulled the brakes from that sign right there, guys. Didn't take us long at all. 10 or 15 feet to stop the bike from 20 miles an hour. So even though these are mechanical brake levers, they do just fine on this bike because this bike only weighs in at 83 pounds, guys. I do think riders that are really tall might need to get a little bit longer seat post for the bike. It feels just about perfect for me at 6 foot tall with the seat on maximum height. Maybe somebody a couple inches taller than me would be fine riding with this seat post. But if you're really, really tall, you're probably gonna wanna grab a little bit longer seat post, 30.4 millimeters. So far, the suspension on this bike, guys, is really soft. The front fork is really soft on this one. So you're pretty much gonna be riding in comfort on this bike. Let's go do a little bit of light off-roading here. I do think this bike is a little bit better for the streets, but we will check it out. It does have this suspension. Everybody likes to do a little bit of trail riding now and then. All right, pulled us through that pretty well. Run it down here. All right, guys, feels like the bike has plenty of power to do a little bit of light trail riding. And it's definitely gonna be nice and comfortable while you're doing it. Let's go right out to the lake. Check out the bike on this trail here. Since there is a slight hesitation on the throttle, you do have to think just like a little split second ahead, guys. Like if you see a hill coming up, you want to get on that throttle just a little bit ahead of time. All right, guys, the bike is riding pretty good on the trail. Like I said, it is nice and soft. I did hit one big bump and I was able to just bottom out that front fork, but it does pretty well on the medium bumps. They do have it tuned pretty soft, so if you hit the real big heavy stuff, it's gonna possibly bottom out on the fork. All right, guys, let me bump it up one level here. We'll see if we can make it to the top of this hill. We are following the deers. This is just level 3, guys. Pulling us right up through this tall grass. This bike can definitely do a little bit of light trail riding, guys. I do think the bike is a little bit more at home out on the road. But if you want to take the bike off-road a little bit, bring your fishing pole or something like that, you can definitely do that on this bike. Let's cross the soccer field here. So the bike did just fine off-road, guys. It's definitely okay over the medium bumps. Look how we just went up that hill there. That was pretty nice. Let's head back out to the road here. Here on level 3, it's giving me 500 watts, 600 watts when I was pulling up the hill. So how I get the cruise to come on, guys, is you hold the throttle down, you press and hold the minus button until you see the little walk indicator, then you can release it and the cruise control kicks on. So that is how you do it, guys. Definitely a nice feature to have cruise control. Let me set that cruise control, see if you can ride with no hands on this one. All right, I got it set a little bit low speed here at 14 miles an hour, so I should be going a little faster for no handing, but it's doing just fine. The bike is nice and stable. You can sit up and relax a little bit if you want to. Probably better if you're on level 3 doing that, though, at about 18 miles an hour. That's nice to see. Let me cancel this cruise control. So I've put 10 miles on the bike so far, guys. I did the high-speed testing, the hill climbing, the off-roading and all that. But it is dropping down to the second to last battery bar after 10 miles after doing my testing. So I do not see this bike getting 80 miles of range. If you're riding this the way any normal person is gonna ride this bike, you would definitely have to put it down on level 1, put in a whole bunch of pedaling, probably for the whole ride, to get anywhere near 80 miles of range out of this bike. The way these bikes get tested out overseas is with much lighter riders, down around 130, 140, 160 pounds. So that's not gonna really apply to you if you are a 200-pound man riding this bike. You gotta take all those numbers with a grain of salt. This is definitely a nice cruiser bike, guys, just to get out on, cruise around town a little bit, have a little bit of fun. It's definitely gonna ride comfortable even over here on the sidewalk with the suspension that it has and the nice cushy seat. You can pedal the bike pretty well. Even with the wide seat, I am able to do some pretty good pedaling here. It hasn't bothered me at all yet. All right, guys, it's getting dark out here. I'm gonna ride this bike now, put a few more miles on it, run this thing out for you, see what kind of range I can get on this bike riding here along at the middle level speeds. I know it's not gonna be 80 miles, but we'll see what kind of range we can get on this ride. All right, guys, I pulled over here on the side. I'm a couple of miles from home. It is after dark. I just wanted to give you my final thoughts on the Cybervelo EK12. Let me show you what we did for range on this ride. The battery is sitting at 43.7 volts. Let me show you how many miles I put on this ride. I did put 20 miles of range on this ride, and the battery is pretty much dead, guys. It is sitting at about 10% battery. So do I think this bike could get 80 miles of range? I do not think this bike can get 80 miles of range. But I do think if you did not do all the high-speed riding and testing that I did early on and all the off-road riding that I did early on, I do believe you would be able to get about 30 miles of range out of this bike riding it the way that I did today. I did ride the bike on pedal assist level 2 and 3. Overall, guys, the bike was very nice to ride on. After riding it 20 miles, my butt's not hurting, my back's not hurting. The full suspension setup and that big cushy seat made the ride really comfortable. I do think this bike is going to be a great neighborhood and around town cruiser. You could put your bike rack bag on the back. You could ride with your kid on the back. You could put the basket on the front if you want to carry some groceries in the front. Take this thing to the grocery store or something like that. The bike did reach the top speed of 28 miles per hour, GPS verified, just like the manufacturer said. But in my opinion, the most comfortable speeds to ride this bike at is between 13 and 20 miles per hour. It's definitely a cool looking little bike, guys, and it is available in a couple other cool colors, and it's definitely a useful bike with the rack on the front and the rack on the rear. Let's take a look at this headlight. It does have that pretty bright 4-beam headlight in the front, and it does have a bright tail light and brake light setup. That is nice. As of the time of this filming, the Cybervelo EK12 is priced on their website at $739, guys. I do think that is a heck of a deal for this comfort cruiser. Okay, guys, if this is the bike for you, I will put the link for this Cybervelo EK12 in the description below the video. Please hit like and subscribe to the channel for more e-bike and scooter content like this. I really do appreciate you guys watching. I will catch you in the next one.